Hello. Welcome to the RP1.VC suite of video conferencing services. In this video, you'll learn how to register your Polycom Real Presence Group Series endpoint to the RP1Rooms service. If you're already familiar with how to manage your RP1Rooms, skip ahead to see how you configure your trio with RP1Rooms credentials. With RP1Rooms, you can leverage your existing infrastructure and enable the most reliable, secure, and simple video calls from your meeting spaces. There is no software required to register. Say hello to secure calls because RP1Rooms are not vulnerable to security breaches or spam. And RP1Rooms calls just work. You can be certain your calls will go flawlessly every time with guaranteed system security. Packet loss, freezing, and dropped calls become a thing of the past. Registering your endpoint with RP1Rooms gives that endpoint a personalized address that's as easy to remember as an email address. And you can call from room to room by quickly accessing RP1Room endpoints via your directory. Create favorites and preset options with one-click dialing and zero-touch joining. It doesn't get any simpler than that. Using RP1Rooms requires 3 simple steps. First, you'll need an RP1Rooms license. Please contact us for more information and we can set you up within minutes. Second, you'll want to create your RP1Rooms via the RP1.VC portal. Third, you'll want to configure your endpoint with your RP1Rooms credentials. Once you have your RP1Rooms license, log into the RP1.VC portal and create your RP1Rooms. Each endpoint for which you have purchased a license will be an RP1Room. The RP1Rooms page shows how many licenses you have and the number of licenses used. If you have previously registered rooms, they will appear in a table along with their status, SIP URI, and username. In the rightmost column, you will find a series of action buttons that will allow you to edit, disable, and delete the rooms. Let's go ahead and create an RP1Room. Click Add Room. Enter a room name, username, and password for that RP1Room. Finally, enter the prefix of the SIP URI to complete the personalized endpoint email address. Notice the domain has already been preset based on preferences you would have provided to the RP1 Cloud support team. Click Add to save your RP1Room. Please remember the password as you'll need it later. The next and final step will be to configure your group series endpoint with the RP1Rooms credentials you just created. We recommend you export your RP1Rooms information and keep it handy for the following steps. With your RP1Rooms created, the next step is to configure your group series endpoint. You'll need your endpoint's IP address. The IP address should be found in the bottom left corner of the display where it says My IP. Log into your group series endpoint. In your browser's address line, enter the IP address. For example, the address should look something like this. Now you can log into the Polycom device portal and enter the username and password you've assigned to that endpoint. You are now logged into the Polycom device portal and dashboard. Select Admin Settings, then Network, then IP Networks, and click the SIP option to open the drop-down menu. Enable SIP. Transport protocol should be set to Auto. BFCP transport preference should be set to Prefer UDP. Type sip.rp1.cc in the registrar server field. The remaining information will require you to refer to the credentials you entered for your RP1Rooms. For the sign-in address, enter the SIP URI for your RP1Room. For username, enter the username you had given your RP1Room. Finally, enter your RP1Room password in the Enter Password and Confirm Password fields. Click Save. The registration status should now say Registered. And that's it. Your Polycom device is now registered to RP1Rooms. Now we can place a test call to your endpoint. Point your browser to the RP1.VC portal and log into your account. Click the Initiate Dialout button found underneath the Start Meeting and Record Meeting buttons. Click the RP1Rooms tab and find the RP1 room you just created earlier and click the Add button next to it. Then click the Start Meeting and Add Participants button. The endpoint you registered will ring. Accept the call on the endpoint and congratulations! Dialing out to a device registered to RP1 Rooms is that easy. Thanks for watching.